Hello everybody. So today I'm going to talk about one of the topics that really fascinates me, that why do big entrepreneurs and big billionaires often stay away from edutech businesses? I mean, just think about it. Like, education is screwed on so many different levels and affects us in so many different ways, but still these big hustlers who are often driven by problem solving still stay away from fixing one of the most important things, that is the education system. So here I will mention 7 different points from an entrepreneur's point of view that will give you an idea like why entrepreneurs refrain from fixing the education system. So let's get it started. Point number 1, billionaires never needed a system. Let's be honest, many billionaires didn't get where they are because of the school and college system. Rather, a lot of them were dropouts. For a lot of them, it wasn't the classroom that made them successful. Rather, it was their own ideas, their own hard work, and sometimes just figuring things out in their own way. Think about it. People like Elon Musk and Steve Jobs never relied on their college degree for the empires that they have created. They learn by doing things, experimenting things, and taking risks. So for these self-made billionaires, it was never the education system that made them who they are, as they never depended on them in order to reach the top. Think about it, no matter who it is, a billionaire, a middle class person, a broke person, or a poor person, they are all shaped by the same education system. So for an entrepreneur, it's very difficult to point out the factors which could result in so many different outcomes, making it very difficult for an entrepreneur to come up with a solution that could change these things. Point number 2, the problem with theory-driven education. If the education system wasn't enough to fix, here's another variable. These billionaires are entrepreneurs by their nature. They like to do things as much as they like to talk about it. They are practical and believe in learning by doing things, and they want the system to be in the same way. But in many schools and universities, you might have seen that the teachers and professors often stick to outdated theory and practicals. They teach ideas, but never actually practice what they preach. For example, a professor teaching business might have never created a business, nor he has ever run a business. To these big entrepreneurs, this feels like a very big problem. If the people teaching aren't practical, how can they prepare the students for the real world? This creates an education system that, in their eyes, produces an efficient workforce. They rather focus on projects that teaches people real hands-on skills. Point number 3, success doesn't come with a degree. Here's the truth. Many billionaires never hold back in saying that you don't need a degree or a certificate to succeed. I'm sure you might have seen a lot of videos on the web on that matter. For them, qualities like discipline, reasoning skills, and innovative thinking outweigh any paper qualification. But here's the challenge. They believe these things aren't things that you can simply teach in a classroom. These traits are forged through experiences, solving real-world problems, taking risks, working in teams, or learning through failures. Think about it. Someone might develop discipline from hustling on a side project or gain innovative thinking by exploring unconventional ideas. Gone are those days where college credentials were the ultimate proof of capability. As a result, they often opt out to reforming the system entirely, leaving it to the educators and policymakers to figure that out. Point number 4, reputation matters. Here's a tricky situation. Traditional universities like Harvard or Oxford have spent centuries building their reputation. Their degrees are trusted worldwide because of this history and the legacy. Now let's say a billionaire creates a cutting-edge education program with certificates. People might still doubt it. They might wonder, is it that valuable as a degree from a top-tier university? And this doesn't stop there. Entrepreneurs and businesses compete fiercely with one another. If one company backs a new certificate, then other might hesitate to recognize it, fearing bias or favoritism. This trust issues makes it really incredibly hard for new programs to compete with established universities, which are seen as neutral and reliable. That's why entrepreneurs often stay away from creating their own large-scale education systems. Point number 5, true education is personal. Here some billionaires understand truly deeply. Like, their impact in education isn't just about teaching millions of people at once. It's about mentorship, guiding a small group of people or sharing real-world lessons. They know that if you preach 1,000 students, only 1 or 2 out of them would actually do something and implement it and do something great with their lives. The power of one-to-one guidance, a single conversation with a mentor, can reshape your entire perspective, ignite your creativity, or give you the confidence to tackle any challenge. You can't mentor millions of people at the same time. That's why billionaires often focus on helping a selected few people, whether it's through internships, apprenticeships, or mentorships programs. They leave mass education to the existing systems. Point number 6, the government factor. Here's a major hurdle. Education is heavily regulated by the governments. They decide what gets taught and how it is taught, and aligning with the rules and regulations of the country. Now here's the tricky part. Entrepreneurs like to move fast and try new ideas. Many of them can fail and succeed as well, but it will come at a cost of beyond financials. It can cause social impact as well, which can be a double-edged sword, both good and bad. Something no government will ever be ready for. Point number 7, turning education system into a business and a cash cow. For many billionaires and true entrepreneurs, education isn't just about another industry. It's a social responsibility. The idea of profiting from it feels uncomfortable, especially when it creates insecurities for parents and pressure on the students and kids. This kind of fear-driven marketing is something true visionaries avoid. It's often the money-hungry companies operated by mediocre entrepreneurs who choose to exploit and capitalize on these vulnerabilities and insecurities. Instead of turning education system into a cash cow, billionaires often choose to donate to existing universities. They focus on empowering schools, funding scholarships, sponsoring programs, or investing in the research lab that truly nurture true talent. There comes a point in a billionaire's life where it is not about money, but rather it's about giving back to the society. And turning education into a profit machine is something that they would not choose. So that was our video on 7 different points from an entrepreneur's point of view that refrains an entrepreneur to step into the education system and reform it. So hope you like this video and stay tuned for more of the content. Peace out.